Okay, so hey guys, welcome to my channel today. Did you guys realize that something really strange that some that is one thing that is really strange that is happening on my stuff right now. That today because of the be- because my modem it has some troubles, so it cannot produce the Wi-Fi for me to use. So now I cannot, just go to the Google and then open the Google Meet, and then turn on the caption for checking my pronunciation. So now I'm gonna use I just skip the checking pronunciation till I can um, change to the new modem. And so now that because I cannot go to online, so I cannot go to my presentation online, which is about the Russian Revolution. Actually, I do it every day, and if you're familiar with it, like I cannot live without, and like I cannot live without it, without it, without I cannot live without it. But I have to change. I cannot just focus and just depend on it anytime. Because some stuff is so because some stuff is gonna be because some stuff is gonna happen and it's gonna change your life. Or maybe if I just focus on one presentation and don't care about much the other stuff, so it's gonna affect my speaking skill. Now when you speak just one stuff over and over again, if you're familiar with it and you don't have any, and if you meet anything strange, you feel like you feel surprised, and it's hard for you to control, to control, to control, to control. Okay, so because I don't have the caption, so I cannot check my pronunciation, and so now I just move on with the essay that the essays that I've written last year, and for improving my running skill. But now I drop it out. I'm realizing actually I don't have to do it because I have to set a score. I have YouTube. I have my YouTube channel to grow, and I have a lot of stuff to do. I have to use my social medias as a tool to rise my channel. And maybe in the future I want to create TikTok, Instagram, maybe Twitter, and then I'm gonna use it as a tool, as a materials to introduce my YouTube channel, and it's a pretty good chances for me to do. And if I want to do that, so when I don't have any and I have more time for first learning, so just keep those making videos. The first one is 10 minutes speaking, and the second one is maybe more than 30 minutes speaking. In the in in daily, and so for the writing essay, so I'm gonna do it like when I have time. When I have time, and then I'm gonna do it to improve my writing skill because I'm gonna have the OSSLT for this year. I'm not sure I'm gonna take it online or offline. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. But I just want to practice to improve my skill more. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. And so now I'm gonna just move on the practice for today. So I'm gonna choose randomly to make sure that I'm not gonna do it like I set up. So I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm just gonna close my eye and select randomly. So it's gonna be 10. All right. Because I don't have the pronunciation checking, so I cannot check my pronunciation. So just speak at so just try my best to do it, to speak this essay. Okay, so I started. So the topic is establishing establishing good relationships in the workplace is not important as the primary goal of every person is to focus on work. To understand, do you agree or disagree? Um, the essay that I've done actually for last year, and I feel like it is really pretty good. I'm not sure that I'm gonna read it and then make sure it be really good. Okay, so I started. Nowadays, it is commonly nowadays it is nowadays it is commonly believed that making good relationships in the workplace play a vital role in life. However, several people hold that this option is not worthwhile. This essay will discuss the positive effects and the drawbacks of having good relationship in the workplace. First of all, making good relationships take a hand in helping us gain more practical experience about other fields of work uh, that we may not know, as well as in informing us about new methods in daily work, and that we can acquire and apply effectively the solutions. Specifically, we can ask for help about new technologies or about some things that we may not figure out, which save more time and we don't have to put lots of effort on things that are not our main work. Moreover, we can know more about our children, as well as find out a good way to get closer when we have some conversation with college, colleges in order to get those solutions. Actually, for this line, moreover, we can know more about our children, as well as finding out a good way to get closer when we have some conversations with colleges in order to get those solutions. I think it's not relevant. I think that it is irrelevant to this topic. Yeah, I believe so, because when I'm saying that, like, I'm a single man, I'm a single person who is working, like, so how can I have children? Yeah, so this is my horn, so this is my mistake. This one, but anyway. Next, having a good relationship helps us cope with stress and working. For instance, we will have some drinks or go somewhere on the weekend. We make us let our hair down after a hard working week. Besides, chatting or sharing some funny stories during the break not only make us feel better, but help us get rid of the loneliness at work. Get rid of. Actually, I forgot to put it in my comparative essay. But anyway, on the other hand, making good relationships also has some disadvantages. To illustrate, we cannot get extra salary because salary because because we've spent the quality time on creating really good relationships, and sometimes we delay our work as well as our process in reaching our goals longer because of creating good relationships. In conclusion, making a good relationship provides people with ample of chances for gaining more experience, taking new information, coping with stress. Nonetheless, in light of its negative consequences pertaining to the income and quantity of work, I am convinced that they should make good relationship, but in moderation. Okay, so I'm done with the first material, with the first material for my speaking skill. So I want to move to the next to the next to the to the to the next to the next one, the next one, to the next one. So I'm gonna go about it again. All right, so it's gonna be here. No, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. So now it's gonna be 15. I just too randomly, bro. Right. So tourism has negative environmental impact on tourist areas. What are these impacts? How can damaging impact be lessened? Nowadays, it is commonly believed that tourism harms tourist areas. I completely agree with this statement. This essay will discuss the impact of tourism on the environment as well as the solutions. First of all, tourism is the main cause of the pollution to the air, land, and water. Most of the families burn wood or coal on the tube outside overnight, and this is one of the reasons that lead to the air pollution. Besides, after a tour to beaches, rivers, lakes, tourists usually throw away cans, plastic things, and that harms the environment or the water. Furthermore, tourists also destroy the land by throwing litters to the streets or in the road. This not only worsens the beauty of the site but harm local people there. Next, the number of animals is decreased, especially mammal animals is going to be extinct if we continue to destroy the environments like that. In addition, hundreds of animals lost their house because of the destruction from humans in order to build up a new place for tourists. For tourists, a new place for tourists. Tourists, a new place for tourists. A new place for tourists. Thus, animals' lives are affected by the traveling, and this makes the site uglier because of the loss of the animals. To cope with the problem, the government of each country, as well as local citizens, have done a lot of work to illustrate with the Vietnamese government fine 200 to $250 for the littering person. Besides, besides, huge slogans are created to remind tourists don't fail to take care of the environment, like environment is life, pollution is death, etc. 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 Right? I'm not sure this one. Okay, so it's gonna be. I want to. I'm not gonna use that. So some producer even make films about the impact of producer. It's not very good. Some producers even make films about the impact of the pollution to make tourists as well as local people from littering. In conclusion, tourism affects not only pollute the environment but harm the animal lives and houses. However, the government and local government are seeking and applying new methods in order to save the tourist areas and the environment. Okay, so I'm done with the second one. It is pretty good. So I'm gonna move to the next one, which is the runway. Which I'm gonna choose randomly. So it's gonna be the 19. All right. So it is much more convenient to watch a movie on television or computer than buy a ticket and go to the cinema. In the nearest future, the popularity of cinemas will drastically decline. Do you agree or disagree? Nowadays, it is commonly believed. Nowadays, it is commonly believed that enjoying movies in the cinema, it's just the cinema, bro. In the cinema, is one is more is more is more beneficial. than on television and computer. However, several people hold that this option is unnecessary. This essay will discuss the pros and the cons of watching movie in the cinema. First of all, we can enjoy the high quality of the movie when we get into cinema for it. Besides 3D movie effects, effect um, make the characters more attractive and the cooler. A television or computer cannot do that. Cannot. And so I change this one to I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to do that. Good. And because of the appearance of the movies, a movie on television or computer is about 2 years after the cinema first release. So it make film become so it make the film on television or computer become old fashioned. Next, adolescents can forge social bonds for social bonds in making friends. And during the time they enjoy the movie, which may help them in studying. For to illustrate, youngsters can form friendships for discussion during the watching time, and the social bonds will make the film more interesting, uh, interesting, interesting, and that people may support teenagers by giving advice for presentations or speech. Um, I think it's not really relate to this topic. Like when you go to the cinema, how can you ask them for the advice for your presentation? They don't even know that. I think this is some stupid stuff. But anyway, on the other hand, watching film in the cinema is not without criticism. We cannot we cannot we cannot we are not able to we cannot so I'm going to change this one to another one. We find it hard to we find it HRRD to manage our quality time and have to depend on the time that the cinema give. Specifically, our work may happen solely at the film time, so we have to stop our activity for our work, our entertaining, our entertainment, and furthermore, watching films in the cinema wastes more money than enjoyed it at home. To illustrate, because the cost for the movie ticket is around uh, $12, but television or computer just got around um, $2 for it. Um, and sometimes it is free. In conclusion, watching movie in a cinema provides us the opportunities for enjoying the quality, forming social bonds. Nonetheless, in light of its negative consequences pertaining to time and money, I'm convinced that we should go to the cinema, but not always. Alright, so I'm done with the third one. I believe so. And so now I'm gonna read any essay anymore. I'm not gonna read any. I'm not gonna read any essay anymore. Mm, because for now, I have to to read my books, which is really good stuff for me to improve myself. So I'm gonna turn it off. And for those, I'm gonna go through the here. I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna check my Othello. Oh no, it's not Othello. It echoes book. And I'm gonna find some poems and then just make it continuously until the time comes. Okay, so now it's gonna be, where is it? Echoes page 88 and page 97. Page 88. Okay, page 88. Miss which page it? Which page? Miss which page it? Miss which page it? Page. Miss which page is it? Miss which Miss which page is it? Miss which page is it? Oh, so the listeners. So it's gonna be this one. Okay, so this is the materials that I've recorded. From the class. It is a pretty good stuff. Actually, I recorded for me because sometimes when I cannot hear clearly, so when I record it and go home, listen it again, or some so I can use it as materials for me to learn English, to learn English. That's a good that that is a good material. Those are the good those are the good those are the good materials for me because I can also practice my listening, but I can improve my listening skill and I can also enhance my speaking skill. Okay, so started. And I don't want to waste time anymore. So be this one. All right. All right. I started. Okay. Be ready to live. All right. The listeners. Is there anybody there? Said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door, and horse in the silence jammed the crevices of the forest's ferny floor, and the bird flew up out of the turret about the traveler's head, and he smoothed upon the door again second times. Is there anybody there? He said, but no one descended to the traveler, nor had from the lift fringe still, leaned over and looked into his great eyes, where he stopped toothed, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners dwelt in the long house, then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to the voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair, that skirted down the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveler's call, and he felt in his ear the strangeness, the stillness and answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf, neath the staff and the lifted sky, for he suddenly moved on the door even louder and lifted his head. Tell them I came, and no one answered. They kept my word, he said. Never the least stir make the listener to the word he spake. If a question of still how from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stair and the sound of iron on the stone, and held a silent Such fluffed softly backward when the plunging hooves were gone. Okay, so I'm done with the first poem. So I'm gonna move to the second one, which is page 97. Okay, let's do it. Uh, Wait a minute. Is that page 97? Wait a sec. Wait, what? I cannot find it. Actually, alright, this one. Alright, I'm ready. The morning stretch climbed be beautiful and warm. Spalding half clad, I gazed down at the form of shimmering leaves and shadows. Suddenly, a strong flash, then another, startled me. I saw one the old stone lantern brightly lit. Magnesium flares? Why I debated the roof, the worst, and then it seemed the world collapsed in timber and debris. Dust swirled around me, important now, and weird. My drawers and undershirt had disappeared. A splinter protruded from my mango tie. My right side bled. My cheek was torn, and I dislodged detectively a piece of glass. All the time wondering what had come to pass. Where was my wife? Alarmed, I gave the shout. Where are you, Yeko-san? My blood gushed out. The artery in my neck, scared for my life, I called out, panic-stricken, to my wife. Pale, blood-stained, frightened, Yeko-san emerged. Holding her elbow, we'll be fine, I urged. Let's get out quickly. Stumbling through the street, we fell, tripped up by something at our feet. I gasped out, then saw it was a head. Please excuse me, he was dead. I guess I crushed him. Then we stood, afraid, a house standing before us, tilted, swayed, toppled, and crashed. Fire came up in the dust, spread by green. It dawned on us, we must get to the hospital. We needed aid. And I should have my staff too. Though this made sense to me then, I wonder how I could have hoped. Hurt as a worse. To do much good. My legs gave way. I sat down on the ground. Thirst seized me, but no water could be found. My breath was short, but bit my change seemed to revive, and I got up at length. I was still naked, but I felt no shame. This thought disrupted me somewhat till I came upon a soldier sitting silently, who gave the towel round his neck to me. My legs, stiff with the dry blood, rebelled and said, Chieko-san, you must go to on ahead. She did not wish to, but in our decision, which one had we? A dreadful numbness came over me when he had gone. My mind ran at high speed, my body crept behind. I saw the shadow we from people. Some were crossed, some cackles on was dumb. Arms just straight out, shoulder to dangling hand. It took some time for me to understand. The friction on the burns caused too much pain. The fear to change flashed again. Those who could suffer in a blank hurried towards the hospital. I saw, dismayed, a woman with a child stand in my path, both naked, and I come back for the path. I turned my grace, but it was lost. The single tent thirst still came across a naked man, and now the talk across. And some chanting had shifted earth of our clothes. The face of an old woman on the ground was married with suffering, but she had made no sound. Silence was common to us all. I heard no cries of anguish or a single word. Okay, so actually I'm done with this poem. And it is 30 minutes for now, so I'm gonna talk something before I end my video for today. Okay, it's around 1 hour when I start doing my stuff. So I have to spend more than 1 hour every day to do this, although I have a lot of work to do at school, like doing poem for Friday, or doing or answering the question or answering the study guide question. And okay, this is really good stuff for me to focus on. Or maybe I'm gonna just have a little time. Maybe I can go to sleep or just stay here. What do you want? Go to sleep? I think go to sleep is a better idea because you're gonna do your stuff tomorrow, right? When you wake up, there's some stuff you can do it later. Actually, I can't do it later. All right, that's good. So just be prepared, and be ready. Maybe how about answering one? Answering one? I'm so excited, bro. Okay, so get up at 5 for tomorrow and I sleep for now. Are you okay with that? Okay, so let's go to sleep for now. Actually, from for 1 week to now, or maybe 2 weeks, I sleep just around 7 hours a day. Alright, let's go to sleep because I'm too exhausted for sleep for now. Actually, I've done as tomorrow. I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna do the answer the question, the study question for the echo page 14 for page 2 and page 53 54 for page 47 before I go to school. And then I'm gonna do this series, and then I can have more stuff for my thing or some stuff like that. Okay, so it's gonna be this one be for tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I have a poem to work on, bro. Okay, so tomorrow is Thursday. So right, I'm gonna do it in the weekend. I believe so. I'll be on Friday. Yeah, yeah, maybe on Friday I'm gonna do those work. And for tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up, go to here to do do this one, do this one. I'm not sure that I can do it. It depends. If I can go here, and if my uncle say doesn't go here, to make Ram his son for so for that early, so I can have time for practicing my stuff. But if but if he does go here, so I'm gonna move to those. That's okay, and I'm gonna get back on my poem to be ready for Friday. Okay, so that is the end for my speaking today. Bye.